Believe it or not, this is the cheapest and best upgrade you could possibly do as a beginner saxophone player. This is a Yamaha 4C mouthpiece, and in today's video I'm going to tell you why the Yamaha 4C is so important, why you should think about upgrading to this mouthpiece, and I'm also going to show you how it sounds on tenor and on alto saxophone. So stick around, it's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, if you like videos like this where I'm showing you tips for beginner saxophone players and giving you advice about gear, then make sure you give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe too so you don't miss out on future videos. There's lots more videos like this coming out all the time. Okay, let's get stuck in. Hey, g'day, Nigel McGill here from McGill Music Sax School. Thanks so much for joining me for another one of these videos. Now, whether you're getting started on saxophone on a used saxophone, like my crazy old 30-year-old Yamaha 23 Alto, or a brand new Chinese instrument, then chances are you are going to need to upgrade your mouthpiece. And in fact, you should consider upgrading your mouthpiece to give yourself the best chance of learning and learning quickly as well. Now, in fact, inside McGill Music Sax School, we've got thousands and thousands of students and loads, like hundreds of them, starting on instruments like this, either used saxophones or new entry-level saxophones. So this is a really important topic, and I talk to my students about this quite a lot. By the way, if you want some tips on choosing a used saxophone and also find out why a used sax might be a better choice, in fact, than a new saxophone, then check out my video that I did about this, where you also will get a used saxophone buying guide. So why should you even think about upgrading your mouthpiece? Well, there's a few good reasons for this. First of all, if you've bought a used saxophone, there's a very good chance that your saxophone won't even come with a mouthpiece, or it won't come with a mouthpiece that's appropriate to you as a beginner player. And that's a really important point, because choosing a mouthpiece to start learning on that's not suitable for a beginner, it makes learning so much more difficult. The other thing is, if you've bought a new saxophone, like a new entry-level Chinese saxophone, it'll probably come with a mouthpiece, but there's no guarantee what sort of mouthpiece that will be. Often it will be an unbranded mouthpiece. It could be anything. So again, you don't want to run the risk of starting on a mouthpiece that's going to make learning difficult. The other really important thing, the important point about mouthpieces is, if you think about it, the mouthpiece, which goes on the end of the saxophone here, is the first thing that you blow into. And for that means that it has the biggest impact on the sound that comes out of your saxophone. So believe it or not, the mouthpiece has a bigger impact on the sound and the playability of your saxophone than the neck or than the body or what it's made from, or definitely what color it is. Zebra stripes make no difference to the way it sounds whatsoever, I'll tell you that for sure. So by changing the mouthpiece, you are having the biggest impact on not only the playability from your point of view, but the quality of the sound that's coming out of the saxophone. So a Yamaha 4C is a great choice. Okay, so what's so special about the Yamaha 4C? Well, the first thing I love about it is it's very affordable. I mean, these are about £40. In fact, they're about $40 if you're buying them in America as well. And even the Alto and the Tenor don't vary that much in difference. So around about £40. Now, £40 is a very small amount of money to pay for a mouthpiece. As an example, as a pro player, I mean, I'm a Theo 1A artist. Theo 1A is a great saxophone mouthpiece maker, and this is the mouthpiece that I play. It's probably worth more than 10 times as much as this mouthpiece. I love this mouthpiece and I'd prefer to play it, but if I was a beginner player, this would actually make learning a lot more difficult. This, on the other hand, is a lot more affordable, and it would actually make learning for a brand new player much more easy. And that comes down to a few factors, mostly to do with the dimensions of this mouthpiece. So when you look at a mouthpiece, the angle of this flat part here, which we call facing, has a big impact on the playability, and also the internal shape, so the size of the chamber inside and the angles in here. All of these things make a big impact on the way that a saxophone mouthpiece plays and the way it sounds. So the Yamaha 4C is designed with a shape that makes it very easy for you to play. Even if your muscles aren't very developed, you can pretty easily get a nice, controlled, smooth sound with this mouthpiece. You can use a nice soft reed on it. It's going to be easy to get the whole range of your saxophone notes out as well. So it's a no-brainer, really. Basically what this is like a comfy pair of shoes. You pop one of these on your saxophone and you know that you should be able to get, anybody should be able to get a really nice clear sound. Before I pop these on my saxophones and show you what they sound like, tell me in a comment down below, what sort of mouthpiece do you play on? If you're a beginner player, do you use a Yamaha 4C or do you use something else? I'd love to know. Rightio, so I'm going to pop these on my saxophones. Now the Yamaha 4C doesn't come with a ligature, so you'll need to buy a ligature separately. And to be honest with you, as a beginner player, the type of ligature doesn't really make a big difference. There's lots of different styles. This is made by a company called Rovna, which they're great. There's loads of different variations. This is super old. I must have had this probably 25 years. Or there's metal ones like this, fancier ones. But as a beginner player, it doesn't really make a big difference. What's most important is that it holds the reed in place. So don't go spending a load of money on ligatures at the start. Wait till way down the track for that. So what do you think about that? That's a fun little tune. Pocket Rocket is one of our duets in our series of duets for saxophone, which is one of the earlier tunes that you get to learn as a member of McGill Music Sax School. So loads of fun. And there's hundreds of other lessons like that in there to keep you busy. I think the mouthpieces sound quite good actually. Very smooth, round sound, not a lot of edge to them. You wouldn't use it on a pop gig or a full-on loud funk gig or something, but for learning saxophone they're perfect because they help you to quickly get that really round, smooth sound. Sounds quite nice, right? Also they are more easy to control and keep in tune. Now obviously I'm a more advanced player, so I'm able to do everything as you'd expect on this mouthpiece like I can on my normal mouthpiece, but I just wanted to show you that the range of the saxophone pops out well. And I can get right up the altissimo as well. So pretty much I could do anything that I would do on my normal mouthpiece on this one. And the same goes for tenor actually. So I'm using Leger reeds on these mouthpieces today. I'm a Leger artist and I play them all the time, and they give the mouthpiece a little bit of a harsher sound I think, but they're dead easy to control. For a beginner player you might want to look at Legers, but cane reeds are equally good to start with, and in fact cane reeds are easier as a beginner player because you can try more reeds more quickly until you find the right size that suits you. That's a whole nother conversation, and there's a link up here to my video about choosing the right reeds for beginner players. So the sound on tenor, it's nice and round. It's not quite as edgy as some of the pro mouthpieces that I like to use, but it's got a very easy to control sound, and that's the whole point as a beginner player. So that's the Yamaha 4C mouthpiece. I really hope this video has helped you, and you'll consider upgrading to this mouthpiece if you're a brand new beginner player. Also, if you are just getting started on saxophone, go check out what we're doing at McGill Music Sax School, because we've got hundreds of lessons and dozens of proven courses in there that help thousands of players just like you every single day. And I know these lessons will help you to make really quick progress. Plus, you get ongoing support from myself and my team of tutors, access to our worldwide community of other learners to support you. And we even do things like monthly challenges, monthly live masterclasses where you can get direct feedback, and so much more. So that's over at mcgillmusic.com. And as I'm recording this, we are running a 14-day trial, so you can actually go check it out, get 14 days free access, and see how it works for you. So I hope to see you inside Sax School, and also I hope to catch you on another one of these videos. So keep practicing hard. I'll catch you next time.